Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Holliston High School's Committee and Field, where the Holliston girls varsity soccer will be playing the Wellesley varsity soccer, the Wellesley Raiders. It is a gorgeous Saturday morning here in lovely Holliston, and Holliston taking on some just down the street rivals, the Wellesley Raiders. Wellesley comes into this game with having a strong season. Talked to their coach, Steve Balin, earlier today, so Wellesley is ready for this game, and of course, you know your Holliston Panthers coming up a big game earlier this week, and a draw against Westwood, which they probably should have won. All right, we're underway here. We'll go through the starting lineup, talk about all of these Holliston players, talk about some of the great things that they've been doing so far as we get underway. Ball gets thrown in by Caroline Sally. She's a senior. That's Anya Holden. Holden looks. Anya fights with it. And it's going to be off, and it looks like Holliston's going to keep it. So Anya Holden, she's a freshman, starting freshman. She scored the equalizer in the game against Dedham earlier this week on a set piece, on a gorgeous header from a corner from Tatum Corden. Caroline Sally, long throw into the box. Could be trouble. It's cleared. Holden gets a head on it. So does Ava Bergloff. She's a senior. Comes out to Tatum Corden. Tatum Corden, midfielder, one of the starting players. Here comes Wellesley on the counter. Wellesley, long ball in. It's going to get scooped up by the keeper, Katie Williams. Katie Williams having a solid season so far for Holliston. Some key saves earlier this week. So we expect to see, as Wellesley, they're going to put the ball into play, and probably Katie Williams is going to see some action later today for sure. So Wellesley, as he said, a strong team. Looks like they're very athletic and fast. That's Molly McLeod fighting. Here comes Wellesley down in Holliston's end. Juliet Leone fights. And here they come. Long ball in. And it's going to go wide of the post. So Holliston across the back. On the left back, Juliet Leone, number 12. She's a sophomore. Number 7, Molly McLeod. She, too, is a sophomore, playing center back. Captain Mia Wolfgang, also playing center back, a 4-year starter here at Holliston. And then on the right back, Caroline Rose Sally, another 4-year starter, senior, and also a captain. In the midfield, we have Captain Katie Cruz. She's a senior. Tatum Corden. She's a junior. And Mia Luisi, who is also a 4-year starter. She's also a captain as well. All right, so fast play early. We're looking for a lot of balls, and as you know, as we've talked about many times before, the Holliston game plan is to try and launch the ball. As you know, they like to kick and run, and send that ball into the opponent's end and try to really send. There's Katie Cruz. Katie Cruz from distance. So Cruz hammered that one. Almost was able to lob it in over Wellesley's goalkeeper. Get her name. That's Madison Haddad. She's a sophomore. Madison Haddad is the keeper for Wellesley. We'll try and get the names for the Wellesley girls as well. All right, so ball goes over the crossbar on a long shot by Katie Cruz, and Haddad sends it out. Cruz is almost there to catch it, but can't. And here comes Wellesley pushing back the other way. Wolfgang steps in, gets contact, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on somebody. It's going to be a foul on Wellesley, so Holliston will get the free kick. Wolfgang will take it. Wolfgang, long ball in, looking for Caitlin O'Connell. Caitlin O'Connell's having a stellar season, playing on the left as a left winger. Caitlin scored twice already this season, and she's a menace to defenders, a menace to them because of her speed and she has an uncanny ability to finish. Leone chases, and it's going to go out along with Wolfgang. Quick throw in. Wellesley shot. It's going to hop. It's going to go wide of the goal, and it's going to roll past the end line. As you know, we are here. I am fortunate enough to be part of the Holliston Cable Access Television family. I am joined by it seems like I don't go anywhere without this guy, Christian Bidet. Christian is our producer / cameraman / executive producer, director. He wears a lot of hats. As you know, Holliston Cable Access TV brings you all of the girls' varsity home soccer games here at Committee and Field. And along with many other things, game shows, cooking shows, religious events, all kinds of sporting events. I mean, the important information shows. There's a shot by Wellesley. It's going to go right at Katie Williams. She's able to control that with ease. So Holliston Cable Access, we're here to provide community service and community information on all things Holliston, and nobody does it better than the Cable Access TV. Bruce Guilfoy he's our leader, along with Lisa Hedrick and Don Cronin, and of course Christian, as I mentioned earlier. Christian's like he's the muscle behind all this. All right, back to action here. Some midfield play, a lot of handing the ball back and forth, and here we go again. There's Mia Luisi on the outside. She's forward. She's looking for Bergloff on the outside. Bergloff racing. She's chasing with number 11, Lydia Carr, who's a senior, and the two of them are going to run out of bounds, and there's a question as to where. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be called, the ref's going to call it a goal kick, so Wellesley's going to take it out. So the Wellesley starters, as I mentioned earlier, Haddad is the sophomore. She starts in the goal. Midfielder Gabrielle Lazaro. Senior forward Rory Clare. Here comes Wellesley on the counter. And Wolfgang's going to shield, and it's going to be back to Katie Williams again. As we said, we're going to see a lot of Katie. We're going to be calling her name a lot. Lydia Carr is a senior. We mentioned her already. Catherine Smith, she's a captain. She's a midfielder. Tess Miller, she too is a captain, senior midfielder. Gia Jacobs is a sophomore defenseman, number 17. Number 18, Abigail Tucker is a senior midfielder. Peyton Keys is a freshman, starting in midfield, number 19. And number 23, Olivia Fletcher is a junior defenseman, and Isabel DeFontaine is a sophomore defenseman. So here comes Wellesley. And Wellesley finding space on the outside. Not a bad ball forward, and just can't get a hold of it. That was Carr looking for Miller. Just couldn't get it in close enough to her feet, and Miller had space. Ball gets thrown in, and there's Luisi. Luisi has Bergloff. Bergloff sends it forward, looking for O'Connell, trying to sneak in, but I think the Wellesley defense is they seem to be communicating. They have good shape back there, so it's going to be hard for Holliston to be able to penetrate this without some good foot skills and some solid passing. Long ball in. There you go. Good throw in by Caroline Sally is going to earn him a corner. So Holliston's going to get the first corner of the game. Looks like it's going to be Tatum Corden. Tatum, of course, we mentioned last game. Tatum on the set piece had the corner connected with Anya Holden's head, and which turned out to be the equalizer in the Dedham game. A tough game away. Corden, ball up, long ball in. It's deep, a little too deep. All the way to the other side, there's Leone. She tries to send it in. Gets stuffed, and Wellesley's still under control, but it's still down in their end, and they're trying to come out. There's Cruz. McLeod's got it. McLeod at midfield looks for Sally, changing field. Sally sends it forward, looking for, it looked like she was trying to find Holden, but unable to connect, and just two-hopped to Haddad. Haddad, ball out. Luisi's there, tries to get ahead on it. I think it's going to go off of number 14, Catherine Smith, and Holliston keep. Sally, long throw in. Fight in the middle. Corden's there. Corden tries to scoop it up, and again, here comes Wellesley. Put the ball back. Wellesley ball in. Nice play, and that's Wolfgang stepping in. Looks like Wolfgang's going to get called for that foul. So it's going to be a Wellesley free kick from about the 38-yard line in football terms. It's going to be number 14, Smith. Smith Sends it across. Corden's there, goes over her head. Wolfgang's able to clear it. And comes out to midfield. DeFontaine's able to control it, and here comes Corden. She runs into traffic, and they're going to blow the whistle on that. It was messy, but Corden was able to pick up the foul, and Holliston will take the free kick. It'll be Wolfgang. 10 minutes in, no score. No real threats yet on either side. So each team's still trying to work through, see where they're going to have emphasis. The ball in. Holden's there. Holden's getting a piece of it and just misses it. So the ball sneaks through. Holden was there, unable to get a clean strike on it, and I just went off the goal as the keeper came out. Just went off her hand, and it's going to be a Holliston corner. And it looks like it's going to be Bergloff taking this corner. Ball up and low in. Cleared out by Wellesley, but McLeod's there. Oh, no, she's not. Yes, she is. Ball comes away from McLeod, and she can't hold it. And there goes Cruz, able to help out. There's Luisi, tries to push through. And Luisi earns a whistle. So it's going to be a Holliston free from the 20. This is interesting. So, as you know, Holliston has the ability to hit. Wolfgang's hit one earlier this year. So Holliston has 2 snipers from this distance. So Wolfgang's going to get a good look at the goal right here. So Wolfgang with a direct free just outside the 18. Holliston with a real opportunity right here. Wolfgang with the kick. Connects, and it's going to sail over the crossbar. Just got a little too much. She got under it too much. So Wolfgang with a good look. Wellesley makes a few substitutions. And with 12 in, just under 12 in, we still have no score. And that was really the first opportunity that any team had of really doing some damage. That's Luisi gets head on it. Bergloff's there. Bergloff's able to control it on the outside, but she runs into trouble. And it looks like it's going to be off of Wellesley, and it'll be a Holliston throw deep in Wellesley territory. It's a Saturday game, so we don't have the same kind of student support. So I see some parents out there doing a good job of, I think that's Jeremy Corden, who's managing the loose balls. Long throw in for Sally, almost into the box. It bounces in front of the net. Holden's there. Shot by Luisi and just clear to the post. So Luisi had a pretty good look, got a foot on it. Her left foot, and it just cleared of that right post. So, again, Sally, dangerous. That long throw in, it's almost as a corner. So great throw by Caroline Sally, creating some kerfuffle in front of the goal, but Wellesley was able to come away without any damage. Ball up. Cruz, nice play taking the ball out of the air. Look at her go. Katie Cruz in the middle, just showing off now. Cruz finds Corden. She runs into trouble, and then Wellesley on the turnaround. So Wellesley trying to come back. Wellesley looks like they have the same kind of style of play that you see a lot of these high school teams have, where everybody tries to send the ball down in the other end. McLeod pops it forward, and there's the turn. Cruz is there again. There's Luisi. Luisi sends it up. She's looking for O'Connell. Haven't heard a lot of her today, but we will, as we always do. Okay, ball up. There's Wolfgang. Gets away from her. Wellesley defender trying to get past McLeod. Sally sends it. Ball bounces off Wolfgang and almost goes into the net, but clears the crossbar. So Sally with a strong clear, but it hits her own player. As Wellesley, I think that player was number 3. I'll get you that. Yeah, that was Gabrielle Lazaro, who was making trouble down there in the Holliston end. Chris Cummings coming into the game right now. Chris Cummings, as we was able to spend some time with Chris Cummings last game. Sat with him at the Dedham game. Chris, of course, is a Holliston senior softball all-star. He's been in the league now for a number of years. So we see a lot of this. We see a lot of the girls. Their fathers are on the part of that senior softball league. Some of them are retired, but Chris, of course, an active member of Queens, playing with the other dad. What's going on here? Seems to be some kind of a discrepancy that the referee is starting to explain. It looks like it's going to be one of these soccer jump balls that they do here in high school. All right. So unclear of what the call is. So it looks like it's going to be, yep, like I said, soccer jump ball. So it gets played back to Luisi, and we're back in action. So good to see Chris coming into the game today. All right, McLeod up, Scott Luisi. Chris, of course, Chris's daughter, of course. I mean, the only reason he's here is because of his daughter, Danielle Cummings, HISA All-Star. I think she's in the HISA Hall of Fame. One of the best players ever coached. There's Wellesley, open look, and wide of the post. Ooh, Wellesley had a good look there. That looked like it was number. It wasn't number 9. It was number 3. Yeah, that was Gabriel Lazaro. Had a clean shot and just put it wide of the net. We also mentioned Chris Cummings' teammate, Sean Foley, whose daughter, of course, is Fiona Foley, came out of retirement to play soccer this year, which is incredible. All right, so the trouble here. So we have a Wellesley direct kick right at the 20-yard line. So, again, Wellesley with their first time getting a direct kick. So this could be trouble. Williams is ready. Taking it as number 9, Rory Clare. Ball in, wide, and just hits the crossbar. Just hits the post. Hits the left post. Oh, Holliston got lucky. Great shot by Clare. Just hits the post. Love it getting saved by the post. And Holliston trying desperately to clear it out. Corden is just able to get it out. Ball gets sent back in. There's Wolfgang able to get it. And then Wolfgang sends it out looking for O'Connell. Oh, Holliston got lucky there. As Clare hammered one. Started to angle in and just hit the left post. Here comes Wellesley again. Wolfgang chasing. Cross, able to get it off, and it looks like it's going to be a corner. So Wellesley player chasing with Mia Wolfgang. Two of them were step for step with one another, and Wolfgang's the last to touch it. So it's going to be a Wellesley corner. That's Clare again, Rory Clare. She's trouble. All right, so Wellesley corner. Clare, ball up. Great catch by Katie Williams with a diving save. Great save by Williams. So Williams extends, able to get her both hands on the ball and prevent that from going. Clare looked like that could have gone in. So another great shot off the set piece by Clare and a great save by Katie Williams. Wolfgang to clear. Ball pops forward. There's McLeod, bounces over her head. There's Leone. She gets a foot on it, looking for Luisi. Luisi fights. Wellesley's keeping the ball down, and Holliston then. Pops forward. There's Wolfgang. Wellesley doing a good job of passing the ball here. Ball gets sent forward, and there's Williams. She's able to pop out and get a hold of it. So Wellesley looks like they're starting to penetrate into the Holliston defense. And Bergloff's trying to fight, but here they come. So this game is starting to become one of those fight in the midfield games. Looks like Wellesley's taking advantage of it. So that's number 3, Lazaro. Lazaro looks for 14, Smith. Ball in, almost gets across. Wolfgang gets a piece of it. Back out to Smith, and there's no damage. So we are just under 19 minutes into the game. Still no score. Williams on the kick out. Here comes Wellesley again. Cruz is able to get a piece of it. Tries to get it forward but can't. Corden looking for Holden. Anya Holden heads it forward. She's got Bergloff. Bergloff's there. Bergloff still has the ball on her feet. And that's cleared again. Here they come. Leone's there. Nice play by Leone to fight through that. Unable to get a piece. And Leone fights hard and was able to send it out to get a reset. So it'll be a Wellesley throw. Ball on the right side. Wellesley attacking. Leone chasing. Ball across. Wolfgang's there. She gets a shoulder on it. And it bounces handily to Katie Williams. Williams just bounces a midfield over Holden's head. And Bergloff chasing. Carr there. Luisi there. There's Carr. Smith is there, and it's going to bounce out. It's going to be a Holliston. No, it's going to be a Wellesley throw. Some Holliston substitutions coming in. Wellesley throw. That's Martin. So Holliston gets the whistle. Smith to take the free. Sends it forward. Gets a head on it. Ball bounces, and bounces Katie Williams. She gets a shoulder into her. But she's made of wrought iron steel, so nothing hurts her. She's fine. That's what it's like being a goalkeeper. Williams sending out looking for O'Connell. O'Connell plays off to Corden, and here comes Wellesley. Wellesley forward on the right side. McLeod's there. Wolfgang's there. And looks like it's going to be a goal kick. All right, so Holliston substitutions coming in. Paige Kutchman, the freshman, will be coming in for Holden. McLeod moves to center, and Phoebe Drohan comes in at the left back for Juliet Leone. Ball forward. Sally's there. She looks for Wolfgang. Wolfgang sends it forward, but Wellesley with the pressure again. That's Claire. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Sally, long throw. Smith is there. And comes to Luisi. Luisi sends it forward, but gets stuffed by the back line. So far, that Wellesley black line has been tough to penetrate. And there's Luisi. Luisi tries to pop it forward for O'Connell. Can't do it. Sally racing. Luisi again. Luisi again looking forward, looking for Bergloff, but just too strong, and it's going to easy roll. An easy roll to, had to add the keeper. Pops it up, short of midfield. Wellesley plays back, but now Bergloff's there. Bergloff in traffic. Bergloff gets tripped, so it's going to be a Holliston free. So Bergloff doing a good job of handling, and it's going to be Corden. Corden at the 30.5-yard line with just under 23 played. So Corden's deep, but maybe tries to put it on goal, and it bounces. Bounces out of Haddad's hand, but she's able to control it. So Corden hits it right at her. Hit it hard. Came out, but then Haddad was able to get it under control. Ball popped up. There's Luisi. O'Connell with a nice header backwards. Bergloff racing. And it's going to go out. It's going to be Holliston throw. Sally with the throw. Speaking of Sally, Caroline Rose, Sally's dad, of course, is also he's a retired softball player from our softball league. We mentioned his name many times, Brian Sally. Caroline with the throw. Long throw into the box. It bounces. And O'Connell's still there. She gets it across. Haddad smothers it. So Sally, another long throw, and they play out. Coming up the right side. Plays long ball up the right side. Wolfgang chasing, and Katie Williams is there. Collision. Some speed on the outside. And Williams is there to control it. Williams over the midway line. Ball gets popped up forward. Drohan's there. She falls. She gets back up and recovers. Ball in. And it goes out. It's going to be a Wellesley throw. Quick throw in. There's Kutchman. Kutchman plays up. There's nobody there. Wellesley's there. Wellesley's doing a good job of finding some feet. And here they go. Ball gets played in the middle. Wolfgang watches. Bergloff comes back to help. Nice play by Bergloff to come back and help. And she looks long ball forward, looking for O'Connell. O'Connell racing, and it's going to be cleared by Wellesley. So again, Holliston does a good job of kind of getting out of their own end, but then they launch it forward and just it becomes kind of a foot race. Sally. Long throw in, over the head of O'Connell. Luisi's there. Sally sends it forward the left foot looking for Kutchman. Kutchman tries to get a hold of it. Cruz still has it. Cruz with a shot. And a little slow into the right. She didn't get a whole lot into that as seemed like she was falling backwards. Drohan's there. Ball forward, and it goes right to Sally. She sends it up. And there's a collision at midfield, and it looks like it's going to be called on O'Connell. It's going to be a Wellesley free right at midfield, or just before midfield. Ball launched forward. Ball popped. Sally's there, gets a head on it. Wolfgang's there. And I'm not sure what the call was here. It looks like it's going to be a foul on Wellesley. So Wolfgang is going to take the free. Just under 27 played. Still no score. Close. A couple close opportunities by both teams. Wolfgang pops it forward behind her, and there's Kutchman racing. And there's contact here, and Kutchman earns a foul, but she goes down hard. So the whistle's going to get blown on Wellesley, and it's going to be, looks like it's going to be Corden to take this free from about the 20-yard line. So Corden with another good scoring opportunity here. Inside, definitely inside her distance. We've seen her do this before. So Corden with the free, direct. Ball up. Low. Good shot. She got a lot of it. Just cleared the crossbar. So O'Connell's going to take a break, and Holden's going to come back in. And Wellesley's going to clear it out. Here we go. It's another good opportunity for Holliston. Ball come up on the left side. It's going to be a Holliston throw. Sally will take it. Sally long throw in, looking for Holden, who's back in the game. Holden turns. Holden able to get a step. She gets pushed off the ball handily. And just like that, Holliston gets another throw. Sally, big running throw. Long ball in, almost into the box, bounces in. Trouble. It's popped up, it's still there. Louisi gets a head on it. Bergloff takes a swing at it. Here comes Wellesley on the counter. McLeod's there. She pops it up. It stays in. Wellesley still has it, and it's out. Sally watching and helps the official with that call. And she was absolutely right. Sally long throw in. Bergloff gets a piece, sends it back to Louisi. Here's Bergloff racing. Bergloff just gets there, able to keep it, and earns a throw. Not played by Bergloff. Able to run that down. So Sally with another throw deep in the Wellesley end. We'll see if she can make something happen. She had a couple really strong throws in, right into the box. So long throw, ball in, pops forward, hits the ground. And I'm not sure what the call. I think she may have stepped on the line. So all for nothing, as now Wellesley's going to take the throw in their end. Long throw up. Bergloff comes away with it, though. Bergloff fights for it in traffic. Smith's there. Carr's there. Smith forward, looking for Cornella. There's Sally. Sally pops it forward. She's got Kutchman. Kutchman's there. And ball in. Here comes the ball through. Wolfgang racing. It's number 5. It's a shot on goal. Right at Katie Williams. Nice play by Katie Williams. She broke away. That was Annie Camella. Annie Camella was just at a good look at goal. Got to step inside. There's Corden. Corden sends it forward looking for Holden. She's not there. There's Louisi. She's not there. And ball in. Drohan racing on the outside, and it's going to get cleared by McLeod. So Wellesley trying to take advantage on that right side. Let's see how that works out. Ball gets thrown in. Drohan's there. And it goes out. It's going to be a Holliston kick. Nice save by Katie Williams before. So Wellesley's, they've had their opportunities. They've had a couple of really, really good looks. Hit the post. Had a good open look there at the net. A great save by Katie Williams on the corner. Nice play by Katie Williams on the on that corner. So again, Williams is having herself a game. That's what a goalkeeper does. Keeps you in the tight games. Sally bounces it out. There's Corden. Corden looking deep. She's got Holden, and there we go. Holden and Bergloff, and too strong, right to the keeper, and we'll do it again. Ball up in the middle. Cruz. Cruz comes down with it. Cruz. Here comes Wellesley again. Ball in. That's the freshman again. It's going to get cleared by Wolfgang, so it's going to be a Wellesley throw deep in Holliston's end. Just under 33 played in this first half. Ball in forward. Ball pops up again. Drohan's there, and Williams is there, and Williams is able to smother it. Wolfgang was there too. Wolfgang almost smothered it herself. There's Williams, just over midfield. There's Holden. She heads it forward, and a little too strong. It's going to go out. So Wellesley throw. Oh no! Looks like they called a foul. It's going to be a Holliston free kick. So Holliston, with they're more than their share of free kicks this first half. Let's see if they can take advantage of one. It's going to be Wolfgang from the 29. So this is As we said before, this could be within her range. Ball's up. Launches it forward into the center. Luisi's there, but Wellesley's able to get ahead on it. There's Cruz. She's able to get ahead on it. She fights for it. Sally kicks it out of bounds. And it's going to be a Wellesley. Oh, no. Oh, Sally's able to clear it and gets off a Wellesley player. She's got Luisi. There's Luisi in the middle. Luisi gets hit. Luisi gets hit again. There's Bergloff. Cruz one time. And here comes Wellesley on the counter. McLeod's there. Wellesley turns. Ball's up. They pop it forward. Wolfgang's able to get a foot on it. Ball gets sent again. Popped in the middle. The ball bouncing high. Trying to get position. And Wolfgang's fighting for it. And it looks like it's going to be a Holliston. Yeah, it's going to be a Holliston goal kick. So Williams to kick it out with just under 35 played in the first half. Still no score. Williams looking for Luisi. There's contact there. Holden. Cruz, Luisi, and here comes Wellesley. McLeod's there. And that was Camella chasing, but she just ran out of real estate. Holliston will do this again. Williams looks on the right side. There's Bergloff's there. Holden's there. Holden pops it forward, and it's going to bounce off the Wellesley player, number 23, Olivia Fletcher. And here comes Holliston in a hurry. Bergloff's there. Bergloff fighting for it. And Bergloff's going to send it over the end line. It's going to be a Wellesley free kick, or a Wellesley goal kick. Christian. And as we were saying earlier, he's the backbone of cable access, and he does like these good days. So ball bounces forward. There's Drohan chasing. And again forward. Wolfgang chasing back to Drohan's there. Still fighting, and ball goes out. Running out of space on that outside. Drohan with the throw. Looking for Holden. Bounces long, kick forward, over the head of Sally to Wolfgang. Luisi goes over her head. There's Smith on the outside. Wellesley sends the ball forward up the left side. Sally's there. She creates some static, and they battle for it, and going to go off Caroline Sally. It's going to be a Wellesley corner. So Sally trying to muscle through, but just couldn't get enough. Oh, it'll be a throw. So they're going to give him a throw. So Wellesley deep in Holliston territory. Throw in. Ball gets popped up over the head of Wolfgang. Sally's there, and the ball goes in. So the ball bounced in front of Williams, and there was a Wellesley player, I think it was number 20, McKay Pratt, if I get it correctly, but the ball bounced in front of Williams. There was some confusion in front of the net, and number 20, Pratt, was able to send it in. So Wellesley scores with just under 38 played in the first half. So Wellesley takes a score of 1-0 after some confusion on the backside there. So Holliston trying to make a comeback, do some damage here in the throw in by Drohan. Goes past the Wellesley player, and there's Holden racing. They're gonna do it again. So Holliston with a tough goal that they didn't get a clean look, and there was a lot of confusion in the back. Ball gets played out. Drohan sends it long ball in. He's got Bergloff. It's a good look. Bergloff almost got a head on it. So we're at the 2-minute mark. Wellesley's going to make a substitution. It's number 13 coming in, Lily Burnham. So it's going to be Wellesley kick it out, up the outside. Cruz is there. Again, Wellesley pops the ball forward. Wolfgang's there. That's trouble. And she's offside. So Holliston was racing back. Offside. So Williams to play it out. Bounces back off Cruz. Drohan keeps it in, sends it forward, looking for O'Connell. There's Corden. And it's going to be Wellesley. No, it's going to be a Holliston throw as time winds down here at the end of the first half. Drohan long throw in, looking for Holden. There's Cruz. She comes down with it. Here comes Wellesley on the outside. They look in the middle. There's Sally. Sally in space. Sally with more space. Sally on the counter looking for Bergloff, and too much Wellesley down there. There's Wolfgang, sends it forward. Trying to do the same thing. And Cruz. Cruz gets the ball fought off from her, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. No, it's going to be a Wellesley throw. That's what you get when you start getting older and you need glasses. Christian, of course, doesn't know that. Luisi intercepts. Ball pops forward. Drohan fights for it. And there's a ball on the outside. McLeod and Drohan racing. McLeod's there. Drohan recovers. Shot in. Cleared by Wolfgang. And that's going to do it for the first half. So with a late goal in the first half, after a ball bouncing in front of the net, Wellesley player McKay Pratt was able to connect on it. And so Holliston goes into the half by a score, losing by a score of 0-1 to the Wellesley Raiders. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So we'll be looking forward to getting back to this game. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more girls varsity soccer. And we're back at Comedian Field at Holliston's home soccer turf. Their soccer pitch where Holliston is trailing the Wellesley Raiders by a score of 1-0. Wellesley scored late in the first half off a bouncing ball in front of the net by number 20, McKay Pratt. Holliston had their opportunities, had a couple of really good looks, earned some free kicks early in. Also had put some balls pretty close to the Wellesley net. Had a Wellesley keeper had a couple nice saves. So Holliston's not getting outplayed this game, although Wellesley seemed to have a little bit more control and have a little bit more of Holliston on their heels in the first half, particularly in the last 7 to 10 minutes of that first half. So Wellesley takes the field. Holliston's ready. Holliston's going back with their original starting 11. Katie Williams in the goal for Holliston's having a really, really good game. He's had a couple exceptional saves to keep the score where it is. So we'll see how they go here in the second half. Holliston can make some adjustments and see if they can start to figure this out. Wellesley, as we said, Wellesley's a strong side. Holliston to kick, and there's Holden. Holden plays it back. Sally launches it a mile ahead. There's O'Connell trying to sneak in. So Holliston immediately on the attack. Ball pops in. O'Connell bounces to her. She can't control it. And it clears out to the outside, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. Juliet Leone with the throw. She throws in. Wellesley takes it and sends it forward. And that ball's going to stay. It's going to bounce out. So Leone will throw it again just a little bit further back. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Holliston Together. Holliston Together, in association with the Holliston Economic Development Committee, is a movement to have all members of Holliston's business community and Holliston's regular community to do their best to support Holliston local businesses, whether they be brick and mortar businesses or whether they be virtual businesses or home businesses. Since the pandemic, as you know, the small business has really needed to get a lot of attention because of all of the changes that have happened. And, you know, the small business community is very much part of the fabric of our town. So Holliston Together is a movement that, again, has been working with the Holliston Economic Development Committee to try and have everybody encourage them to support Holliston small business. So look for the umbrella designed by our very own Bruce Guilfoy of Holliston Together. So Wellesley drives deep, and it's going to go off of Wolfgang. So it's going to be a corner kick for Wellesley. Wellesley have the first corner kick of the second half. So Claire to take it, ball in. Good ball in. It's forward. She gets a head on it. Whoa! So Claire with an excellent ball in. Number 14, Smith, was able to get a head on it, but it went right at Katie Williams. Again, Katie Williams keeping us in this game. Williams with another great save. Ball bounces off O'Connell. Goes off her head, and it's going to be a Wellesley throw. Looks like O'Connell got hit in the neck with that. Wellesley throw in. Bounces off the top of Cruz's head. Wolfgang pops it high. And here they go again. Cruz gets a toe on it. And there goes the ball forward. Wolfgang races. Number 18, ball comes across, and not enough space, not enough angle. Ball able to get across, but it's going to be a Holliston goal kick. Looking in the crowd today, we're talking about Brian Sally, who's the father, of course, Caroline Sally, but the older sister of Caroline Sally is here today, Katie Sally. Katie Sally, of course, is a medical student at the UMass Medical. Katie Sally, of course, is one of the greatest HISA kids. I was saying this at halftime, one of the best high school best HISA players that I've ever seen. I was fortunate enough to coach her. Great player. Play anywhere. Great athlete. I think the Sallys have like 15 children. She's the oldest. So she pretty much raised her younger kids, yeah. Now they only have 4 kids. All right, ball played out. Luisi looking for Bergloff. Bergloff trying to turn. Bergloff gets Luisi back, but Luisi's going to get raced out, and it's going to be cleared out by Wellesley, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. I think also looking around the crowd today, I think, and I can't confirm this, but I think there may be the 2019 Tri-Valley League Player of the Year. Also was the MVP of the tournament. This was Holliston's 2019, of course. Luisi with a shot, left foot. It's going to go wide of the post. The 2019 Class 2 state champion Holliston Panthers, their goalkeeper, Mary Kate Ward. I think Mary Kate Ward might be in the crowd. If we pan in on her. Mary Kate Ward, of course, is now at the University of Connecticut. Luisi pops it high, and it bounces out of bounds. And Bergloff bounces off her, so it's going to be a Wellesley throw. Wellesley coming through. Oh, Williams is out, and Williams gets a piece of it. She's out of the goal. And there's a shot blocked by McLeod. Williams still out of the goal, but then she's back in. McLeod is able to save it. Corden tries to send it, but here comes Wellesley keeping the pressure on. So Williams came out of the goal, wasn't able to control it. Ball came back to a Wellesley player. She had a good look, but Molly McLeod was there to save it. 17 throws it in. That's Jacobs. Tries to get turned, and it's going to go off of McLeod, and it's going to be another Wellesley corner. So just over 5 played. Wellesley's banging on the door again. Claire to take it. Ball in, long ball in, super deep, a little too deep, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. So Claire gets a little too much of it. Holliston's able to get away with no damage done on that corner. Williams kick it out. Bounces past the Wellesley player. And there's Corden. Corden's there. Ball pops forward, and Williams is there to keep it. So Wellesley trying to get those through balls, but some of the streaking strikers coming on the other side. And the opportunity's there. Wellesley unable to convert. O'Connell plays back, goes past Corden. And here they come on the left side. Luisi chasing. And Wolfgang's able to stuff it. So back to Holliston softball. Of course, we mentioned earlier that one of the parents for Tatum Corden. We have mentioned this before. Tatum Corden's dad, of course, is Jeremy Corden, who is, again, arguably a first ballot Hall of Famer. Wellesley trying to play it in their end. It's a little bit of trouble. Bergloff comes away with it, tries to send it back. Luisi comes away with it. She runs into traffic. Wellesley takes it off of her. Ball comes in, but it's going to roll easily to Williams. And she's able to control and send it out. Looking up her left side, trying to find Holden. But 14, Smith is there. She's able to send it forward, and here comes Wellesley again. One-time shot. Whoa! That was a one-time shot by Rory Clare. She one-times it in the air, and a diving save by Katie Williams as that ball was heading for net. Katie was able to get both hands on it. It's going to be a Wellesley corner. Great play by Claire. Great shot. She was on target, but an even better play by the keeper, Katie Williams. Long ball in. Williams is there. Corden can't get a piece of it. She tries again. There's Leone, fights for it. Cruz fights for it. Ball comes in, number 17. It's long. Sally's there. Sally looking for Holden. Holden trying to get position. Here comes Wellesley again. Wellesley is bearing down on Holliston. And she's going to run out of real estate. Good play by Leone and able to outrace the Wellesley striker, number 17, Gia Jacobs. I'm sorry, Gia Jacobs. She's a defender. She came out. That's a bad come out. So Wellesley really leaning forward in the foxhole here, trying to keep the pressure on Holliston, and they're doing a good job of it. Shot in, up over the head of Williams, and it goes in, and she scores. So a shot from distance. And again, it was just that tough angle, and it's just over the head of Williams. She stretched as far as she could, but it was a great shot. I believe that shot was by number 9, Claire. So Wellesley takes a lead at just under the 50-minute mark. Wellesley takes a lead of 2-0. There was not a whole lot Williams could have done with that. Sally plays forward. Here comes Wellesley on the outside, and they're looking for more. There's Claire. She sends it in. One time. McLeod's there. Sally sends it back. Here comes Wellesley again. One-time shot. Looking in. The turn. And it's a one-hopper. Goes to wide of the post. So Wellesley looks like they have Holliston on their heels right now. That's a beautiful shot by Claire in the upper right corner, just over the outstretched hand of Katie Williams. Katie Williams didn't really have a good shot at that at all. So with 50 played, Holliston's down 2, and Wellesley is starting to is bringing everybody forward and really trying to put the pressure on. So McLeod racing. It's going to be it's going to be a Wellesley throw again down in Holliston's end. Jacobs Looks in. That was Keys with a shot. Keys with a one-time shot, but it's right at Williams. So Wellesley is they're getting some looks at the net. Williams clears, bounces over the midway point. Holden's there. Bergloff's there. She bounces forward, and Wellesley controls. Sally with a nice tackle. There's Bergloff, and Sally's going to get the whistle. Wolfgang with the free on the Holliston right side. Wolfgang, long ball in, looking for Holden. She can't control it. And here comes Wellesley. Corden racing. Leone's there. Leone's makes a nice play to bounce over her head. And it's going to be a Wellesley foul. So Holliston's going to get the free kick down in their own end. Wolfgang looking for Holden. It's going to bounce out. Wellesley throw. So Wellesley coming back. Clear to the outside. Sally's there, and Sally sends it out of bounds. We'll do it again. Bergloff's there to fight. Here comes Luisi. Luisi gives it back. She fights for it again. Corden's there. Ball comes forward. Bergloff's there. She gets it taken off her. Shot in. One hops to Williams. So again, Wellesley putting the pressure on the back and able to come away with some clean looks at the goal. Katie Williams sends it sideways. O'Connell's there. O'Connell plays back to Leone. Leone handles. Leone pops a long ball forward looking for Luisi, but gets intercepted by Wellesley, and here they come again. And Williams to control. The outside. That was Claire. She sends a ball in. McLeod can't control it. It's going to go off her. It's going to be a Wellesley corner. So, can't see who's taking that corner. I know it's Wellesley. Ball in. High. Over the head of Holden. Gets popped out. Holden again. Holden sends it forward. DeFontaine controls it. She fights with Wolfgang, or Luisi, sorry. But no call, and here comes Wellesley again on the left side. Wellesley ball in, goes past McLeod right in front of the goal. But no Wellesley player there to control it. And it's going to roll out, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. Dangerous. Dangerous. That ball went right across the face of the goal. Okay, Cruz trying to play it, but she runs out of real estate. Jacobs with the throw in. Jacobs sends it across. Nobody's there. Sally racing. Claire's racing. Sally gets to it first, and Sally kicks it in the woods. So it'll be another Wellesley throw. Carr is going to take this one. Yeah, looks like Carr. That's the thing. I mean, it's tough to see the numbers, so Wellesley players watching this, if I get your name wrong, it's just because I can't really see where your number is. All right, so Wellesley in this second half is starting to really take control, so Holliston needs to figure out something to get out of their own end because they're spending a lot of time down there, as well as Wellesley's really keeping the pressure on. One-time shot. And Williams is there. It's wide of the goal, but she felt best to just control it so she could have some options on distribution. So Williams, long ball forward, and here they come again. Corden's in the middle. Corden in traffic. Corden gets past the Wellesley player, coming up the left side. He's got O'Connell. O'Connell with a nice step in. O'Connell one-time shot, and short hops it in front of Haddad, and I think it hit Haddad's hand, so it looks like we got a corner. O'Connell had a good look. She probably could have taken another step. She probably could have taken one more touch and had to close the distance a little bit and maybe had a little more options, but she hit it, and it just went wide of the goal and had bounced in front of Haddad, so Haddad got a hand out, so it's going to be Corden is going to take the corner. Ball in, high, back of the net. Cruz is there. She gets a foot on it, but Wells in control. LaFontaine sends it forward, and it's going to turn to a foot race, and they're going to run out of bounds, and it's going to be a Holliston throw as LaFontaine clears it. So no damage on the set piece. Leone with the throw in. Leone over the head of Cruz, and that was Smith, pops it high, and it looks like it's going to be another Wellesley throw. No, it's going to be a Holliston throw. Leone takes it. Got O'Connell. O'Connell taps it to Corden. Corden almost controls it, but Keys is there to stop her. And here comes Burnham. Burnham with the cross tries to pop it. Just she didn't get a good enough turn. Unable to get it out. So Burnham had space and looked like she was going to be able to do some damage, but she just ran out of real estate down on the backside. So Holliston goal kick. Wolfgang will take it. And long ball up over the head of Luisi. And there's Bergloff. Bergloff plays off, but gets it taken off of her. And here comes Wellesley again. Luisi chasing. Cruz sends a long ball forward, trying to just create some space. Holden racing. And played off to Holliston, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. Bergloff, quick throw in, looking for Holden. She's got her. She's down there with Fletcher. Fletcher's fighting. And yeah, Fletcher and Carr look like they were doing the defending down there. And it's going to be off of Holden. It's going to be a Wellesley throw. Ball in. Holden steps. We'll do it again. So with just under 59 played, Holliston is down 2 after an early goal in the second half. Season looking around the crowd. Phoebe Drohan's grandfather just arrived in, John Marshall, the namesake of Marshall Field, which is where all HISA plays their home games. We're not sure if it was named after him, but coincidentally, his name is Marshall. The field's name is Marshall. He was the one who started the HISA League back in the early 80s. Or, sorry, the late 70s. So, there you go. Oh, foul there. Oh, so that's Leone with the foul just outside the 18. So, right on the corner of the 18, it's going to be a Wellesley direct kick. It's going to be taken by Smith. So more trouble for Holliston. So Smith with a direct free right at about just before the 60-minute mark. Smith, ball in, long wide of the goal, and she just missed it. So Smith hooked it, ball still in, comes away, gets sent forward. That's trouble. Nice ball in by Claire. I think that was Rory Claire. Ball got sent in and headed just wide of the post. So Holliston free kick. We got some Holliston substitutions coming in. Drohan's coming back in for Leone, and Kutchman's going to come in for Bergloff. Paige Kutchman, the freshman. Phoebe Drohan, the senior. At the 20-minute mark, seeing if we can change things up here for Holliston. Wolfgang. Corden racing. But that's Martin. Martin's able to control. And again, Holden smothered by that defense. Here comes Wellesley again. They play to the left. Sally's there. Ball forward over the head of Drohan. And it looks like it's going to go out. It's going to be a Holliston throw deep in their territory. So cross, but too strong. Drohan throws over the head into space, looking for Kutchman. She's there. Kutchman fights for it, but can't control it. LaFontaine plays out. And shot in. Cruz is there. Luisi's there. Here comes Wellesley again. Step in. Nice play by Corden. Corden able to take it off her. Corden keeps it. Corden's got O'Connell. O'Connell taps it forward. Kutchman, where's she? And we got a whistle. And it looks going to be a foul on Wellesley. It's going to be a Holliston free kick. So with just under 62 played, Holliston's down 2. Wolfgang with the free from her own 30. Ball played up, looking for Holden. Holden can't get ahead on it, and here comes Wellesley back again. Long ball forward. Wolfgang gets a piece. Sally racing, and Sally's able to stuff it, but it's going to go off of her. It's going to be a Wellesley throw. Holliston playing most of this game playing on their heels and chasing the ball around in their own end. Long throw in. Not that long. Long ball in. It's controlled by Wolfgang. She's got Corden. Corden, this is the first time we've seen 3 passes put together. And the ball forward has got O'Connell. O'Connell with some space. So O'Connell on the outside. She tries to go around. Still there. Pops it forward, but no one's there. LaFontaine comes away with it. Drohan pressuring. And as Luisi comes away, Luisi gets a piece. She plays off. Still can't find Kutchman. Step forward. It's Claire on the outside. And there's Luisi. Contact in the middle. No whistle. Wellesley on the backside. Wolfgang steps up. Nice play. Kutchman looking for Holden. Holden can't control. Bounces off Cruz. Cruz comes down with it. Cruz makes a move, gets tripped, and she's going to get a whistle. And she earned that. So Cruz gets a foot. That's a yellow card in the Premier League. And here comes, so Mia Wolfgang is going to send it forward. And look who's there. Wolfgang. Long ball forward, looking for goal. Bounces off a Wellesley player. Corden pops it high. Looking for somebody to get under it. And Rory Clare gets under it, but then Sally plays it out, and here comes Wellesley again on the counter. And they're off to the races. Racing down the left side now. Wolfgang's there. Wolfgang stuffs it, but stays on her feet. Nice play by Mia Wolfgang, able to get out to Paige Kutchman. Kutchman on the outside. She's in traffic. She tries to get it to Luisi. Luisi on the outside gets it taken off of her. And here they come again. Holliston not doing a good job. Long ball in. It bounces one hopper to Williams. Holliston not doing a great job of finding the open player. And here they come. Ball forward, looking for looking for Holden. There's Corden. Corden pops it, got Holden, hits her hand, and no call. But it's going to bounce off her. It's going to be a Wellesley throw. So with just under, ball bounce forward. Drohan pressure, and she pops it through. She keeps it. O'Connell fighting, and O'Connell gets called for the whistle. So it's going to be a Wellesley free from their own 25-yard line. Jacobs, right to Cruz. Cruz to O'Connell. Ball comes, nice ball through. Here comes Wellesley on the outside. Wolfgang's there. In the middle. Shot. Point blank shot. right at Katie Williams. She's able to get hands on it. Not able to catch it, but it bounces over the crossbar. So Wellesley with numbers in Holliston's end. It seems like the story of this game. So it's going to be another corner for Wellesley. See the height difference by number 20, McKay Pratt, and Katie Williams. Ball in. And it scores. That was Pratt. That was a Wellesley goal. That counted. There was a question there for a second, but that did count. The ball bounced up, and it bounced off Pratt. It went over the head of McLeod, and the ball rolled in. I think Holliston's arguing for some form of keeper interference, as Pratt was really leaning on Katie Williams, but the ball goes in, the goal counts, and Holliston is down by a score of 3-0 to Wellesley as we're approaching the 67-minute mark. So another tough break for Holliston in front of the goal with some confusion. And I think they had a legitimate argument in that Pratt was really leaning on Williams. And it's one thing to shield the keeper. It's another thing to pretty much drag her down. Here comes Wellesley again. Shot and just wide of the post. So Holliston with their work cut out for them, with just under 14 to play. Williams, long ball looking for Luisi. She's not there. Ball forward. Coming down the right side. McLeod chasing. Or sorry, not McLeod, sorry, O'Connell chasing. Ball goes off of her. It's going to be another corner. Big height difference between Pratt and McLeod and Williams. Long ball in. Luisi gets a head on it and sends it away. One-time shot. Bounce straight up in the air. Right to her head. Sally. Sally sends it forward. Trying to find Kutchman. Trying to find Bergloff. And looks like it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a Wellesley foul. So Holliston will get a free kick and a reset on their own end. Mia Wolfgang with the free kick at about the 34-yard line. Long ball in. And one hop right to Haddad. She controls it easily. And once again, Holliston's trying to win that midfield battle. There's Cruz. Cruz comes down with it. She plays off to Sally. Sally plays up. Sally long ball in, looking for somebody. It's O'Connell. And may work out. Looks like it's going to be a Holliston corner. So Sally sends it forward, trying to find Caitlin O'Connell, but Caitlin's not there, but a Wellesley player sent it out, so it's going to be a Holliston corner. Here we go again. Holliston trying to get something going. Tatum Corden with the corner. Of course, Corden and corner just, yeah, it sounds kind of the same, so it's fun to say. Corden, there it is. Long ball up, pops forward, almost to Luisi's feet. O'Connell's there. Cruz turns it, but she can't get a good snap on it. It's going to lob out of bounds wide of the post. So with just under 10 left to play, just under 70 played, Holliston is down 3. And Wellesley is not taking their foot off the gas. Long ball up. Drohan over her head. Cruz is there. Ball on the outside. There's Pratt. Watched by Wolfgang's there. Pratt takes it off of her. Drohan, it bounces off her foot. It's going to go out of bounds. And we have we have timeout. So during timeouts, which is like a high school soccer thing, the team gets to talk about stuff like they do in regular football. I mentioned before Phoebe Drohan's grandfather, John Marshall, he still can't get his head around the timeout. We talked about this during the last broadcast, how they do it in the Premier League and in the pro leagues. So the way they do timeouts is a player will go down and act like he's injured. Then everybody will get a chance to take a break, grab some water. You know, he'll do like a lot of the, ow, my leg, ow, my back. And then miraculously, he or she will get up and be able to continue with the game. It really is the miracles that the medical miracles that happen in some of these professional soccer games are still they're unexplainable. Yet they truly are miracles. Because you can see sometimes these guys are in so much pain, right? Oh, like agonizing pain, like as if they snapped their femur, and then able to stand up and just carry on with the game. So it looks like the Holliston JV was playing earlier. They played as well. The Holliston JV played Wellesley today, so they too had a game. And there, it looks like their game's wrapped up. So we have some JV players coming in to support as we're waiting here on the timeout. So Holliston, so far a tough day. Tough day with a lot of, as we said, a lot of the game being played down in their end. Wellesley really doing a good job. And that's, again, it all comes back to kind of winning that midfield battle, right? So if you can win the ball in the middle and keep the ball down in the other end, that's where sooner or later things are going to happen. And so far for Wellesley, that's really what they've been able to do. They've been able to control that midfield. They haven't let Holliston be able to really do any kind of playing out of their own end. And so Holliston has kind of resorted back to trying to send the ball long and hope, using hope as a course of action. I hope that, either a Wellesley defender makes a mistake or that a Holliston forward is able to get a foot on it and be able to get a step to try and get a shot, or even to get in a position where they'd earn a foul. And that's happened earlier. Like Holliston has had a couple of opportunities where they were, they did get position and they did get into a place where they'd earned that free kick, and they just weren't able to convert, particularly in the first half. So, and Wellesley's a good side. I'm taking nothing away from Wellesley. Wellesley they've done a very good job of being able to put together some nice combinations. They look for open players. They do a good job of passing back. They're not afraid to look for the open player, when they play 360. So Wellesley's playing a strong game. They have and of course they have some good athletes, some very skilled players. Couple of the shots that they've had, even the ones that didn't go in, all with purpose. So Wellesley, again, their best defense is a good offense. So here they come again. So Wellesley pops the ball forward as a one-time shot by number 14, Smith. She goes with the left foot and goes clear of the goal. And now we're back. So just over 70 played. Holliston down 3 with their work cut out for them here at Committee and Field. So Holliston plays out. There's Wolfgang. Plays to Sally, and there's Luisi. So Holliston, instead of sending the ball long, trying to play out, which I like that. It's a little more work. We have a Wellesley player who looks like she might be injured, so they're going to blow the whistle. Looks like she got hurt on a collision. Might have been a collision with Mia Luisi. So Wellesley coach Steve Balin comes out to check her out. I can't see who it is right now. Oh, I do. That's Claire, Roy Claire. Looks like she's up. Looks like she's going to be okay. She makes her way off. So in the timeout for the injury, it's going to be one of those donation balls. Wellesley takes it. They pop it forward, and Wolfgang lets it go. It goes wide, or goes clear of the end line. And Katie Williams is going to send it out. All right. Williams does a fake kick as we have a Wellesley substitution come in. Pratt's coming out. Pratt's, of course, Pratt's got credit for 2 of the goals today. And Williams, long ball out, looking for Bergloff. Drohan comes. She gets stuffed. She fights. Ball gets sent forward, and there's Wolfgang. Wolfgang comes down with it nicely, trying to play to Luisi, but it's intercepted. Luisi gets in trouble. Bergloff's there. And you see Holliston, just from a positioning standpoint, they're all over. There's O'Connell racing. O'Connell with speed, but Gia Jacobs is going there, going stride for stride with her. Jacobs is still down, and she gets helped up. She's going to be okay. It looks like it's going to be a Wellesley throw, or it's going to be a Wellesley free. All right, so O'Connell gets called for the foul. Wellesley free kick with just under 72 played, just over 72. Ball up, comes to Cruz. She can't come down with it, and Wellesley's going to throw it again. Ball up, over the head of Drohan. McLeod's there. Drohan gets in. She pops it out. It's going to be a Wellesley throw. Here comes Wellesley again down in our end. Throw in. Chipped forward. McLeod's there. And just out of space is Claire. Or Martin. I think that might be Martin. So Martin almost was able to take it around the corner. Correction, that's Claire. Yeah, so just able to take it around the corner, and Holliston plays out. There's Sally, sends a ball long and forward, and Kutchman's there. She's almost able to keep it in, but goes off a Wellesley player, so it's going to be a Holliston throw. Sally to make the throw. Nope, Kutchman takes it. Kutchman quick throw in, and there's Bergloff. Kutchman fights. A bunch of Holliston players there, and then here comes Wellesley out in open space. This is what happens when Holliston tends to play out of position. We create space for the opponent. And Wellesley has done a good job of being able to find that space today. So battling on the right side. Kutchman's there. Ball goes over there to Sally. Wolfgang's there, but there's a whistle. Sally throw in. Cruz. More battle. Luisi comes away with it. Luisi gets in traffic, and she's able to earn a throw-in. And be thrown by Caroline Sally. Sally throw in. Looking for Luisi. Can't find her. Kutchman's there. Paige Kutchman, and it's going to be off of her. Throw in. Sally sends the ball forward. It's got Bergloff. Bergloff can't control it. O'Connell's there. Tries to play it back for Corden. She's not there. Drohan racing. She's able to send it out of bounds. Wellesley tries to switch fields. And again, Wellesley finding that open player, finding that space. Throw in. McLeod battling in the corner, still battling. Drohan comes to help, and the two of them pretty much muscle it out of bounds. So it's going to be a Wellesley throw right at the flag. So Bergloff's going to come off for Holliston, and Anya Holden's coming back in with under 5 to play. Holliston trailing 3. Ball in. Drohan and Corden coming in, and it looks like it's going to be, yeah, they're going to call a foul. So I think Corden got called for the foul. It's going to be a free kick just outside the 18 on the outside. So this could be trouble, as Wellesley's done a good job of getting people in position on set plays. Ball gets sent forward. O'Connell's there. She bumps, and it's going to go off O'Connell. It's going to be a Holliston corner or a Wellesley corner. So as time winds down, Holliston is in trouble again. And Wellesley thinking short corner. It's going to be Rory Clare. Ball up. Good ball in. Holden gets a head on it. Wellesley keeps it in play. Sally launches it long and high up the right side. Luisi chasing. Holden. Holden with the ball in the middle. Holden looking for Corden, gets it taken off of her. As Cruz is able to pop it forward, but here they come again. Wolfgang with a nice slide tackle and able to take the ball off, and there's Wolfgang in space. Wolfgang racing on the right side. She gets the ball taken off of her and pop back forward. Luisi with a piece. Again, Wolfgang still up, trying to look for Holden, but gets played off to Wellesley. Nice position by Corden. She's able to take it off and trying the cross pass. Here's Corden back on the other side. Corden in some space. Corden tries to make a move back to the middle, shoots, and I don't know if that was a shot or she was trying to get the ball, a through ball in. There's Sally. She sends a ball long and forward, and that's going to two-hop to the keeper. So Holliston is just, they seem like they're one pass away from really being able to put together a threat on the offensive end. Ball up on the right side. Katie Cruz, nice play, taking the ball out of the air. She does that as well as anybody on this Holliston team. There's O'Connell. O'Connell gets a piece of it. Ball gets sent forward and gets taken off her, and here comes Wellesley again. Wellesley does such a nice job of reversing fields. Here they come on the outside. And Wolfgang's there. And she's able to stuff it as time's winding down and Holliston's running out of time. So it's going to be a Wellesley throw. So Corden comes out and Bergloff comes back in. Wellesley comes free on the outside, sends a ball forward, stuffed by Cruz, and it's going to be another corner, another Wellesley corner. So Wellesley they're taking their time. Cruz short corner. They come in short, try to do it quickly. Cruz is there, and it's going to be a Holliston throw. No, it's going to be a Wellesley throw. Refs can't make up their mind, so it's either a red or a white throw. They've narrowed it down. And seems like right now. So the ball gets thrown forward. It's Holliston. Luisi. Cruz. Cruz comes away with it. Looking for Drohan on the outside. Drohan gets intercepted. Wolfgang to Cruz. She tries to find space. Ball in. Good header. Good look inside. That was number 13, Lily Burnham. Sent the ball in and they're in position. And that'll do it. So, after 80 minutes of play and a very strong Wellesley slide, Holliston is defeated soundly by a score of 3-0 by the Wellesley Raiders. Tough game for Holliston, but as I said, Wellesley's a very strong side, and you know, this is the Holliston. They haven't seen a side probably this strong, and even against some of their other league play. So Holliston, they played well. They had some chances. They did some really good things, but Wellesley was just too strong in their ability to find open players. So once again, Holliston is defeated by Wellesley by a score of 3-0. Thank you for joining us on Holliston Cable Access TV for girls varsity soccer. I'm John Drohan, your host, along with Christian Bidet, our executive producer. Please tune in next time for Holliston girls varsity soccer.